everybody, G-Force41 here with the return of Quick Tips. This is Quick Tips 30. I have been away for Quick Tips for far too long here, folks. And like I said, I've been very busy, but I did want to get out some of those videos for you that were tutorials on showing your work and bunker basics and stuff like that. And I had a few playthrough my own course, Haran v Golf Velour. And so we are here at Ragnarok version 2.0 from Bones. The Major Bones on YouTube asked me to do this. It was probably about 3 months ago. So Bones, thank you for the suggestion. And I don't know that you need much help with this one because it's got 1.2K plays on it. So good for you. But let's see how it plays. Quick Tips is where I do just that. Play a few holes, give you some quick tips, usually for newer designers, getting the course out there that are, these courses that are underplayed. This is certainly upplayed. But a pretty view, you have shown off your work going downhill 71 feet straight off the tee. And I have no idea where this one is supposed to be. So let's just go and play. Okay job on the path there. That could be a little smoother, and the cliffs off to the right could stand a little bit more polish. These days, it's a little easier to do those things. Quick look at, oh, I love that. Bunkers look fairly sculpted. We'll take a closer look. Some good planting off on the right. I like the light, kind of pinkish plant in there. It adds a nice pop of color. Well done. Pretty view, right, with the new backgrounds we have. Going downhill. Okay, so this is a long four going downhill, and you can't quite see. No, that's not the green. That's a stake. So you can't see the green. So back to show off your work. I get it. I like the downhill nature of this, but your landing area, I know the wind's in our face. Even if you went up a little, that's kind of what you want. Show off your work. Instead of this, wouldn't it be nice if your view was like this? And you can see that being... You've done a tremendous job putting all the work in there and the planting and everything, and you've got a dynamic, dramatic first hole right there, and you can't see it, right? So it takes some trial and error with the sculpting, but before you do any bunkers or any playing, make sure your landing area. Now, maybe you can see it if I hit it further and the wind was at my back, but it should be every shot from the fairway from here should see that pretty view. Smaller screen, I would say, for a long four. We'll see what happens. And I've been trying to keep the ball, this view, a little bit longer, almost like real golf, and let this view take over, rather than rushing into the forward view, in-flight view kind of thing. Just when you've been playing this game a long time, you like to mix things up. Greens are going 183. That's pretty decent speed, but these days that's not that big a deal. I like them fast. I like about 175. Kind of got these darker green textures. Oh, it's a bad putt. I pushed it. It says pull. I don't know why. Oh. Sometimes wonder about the push and the pulls. All right, so he starts with the bogey, unfortunately, but that is one heck of a par 4 to start. And taking a look at the cameras, nice. Now, I'm not sure if that was Bones set up the camera there or what have you. Oh, another spectacular view. Now, this is what I'm talking about, folks. Show off your work. Well done, all right? You don't need to see the water in front of you. You just need to see that pretty view in the green. And you're up front in the tee box as much as you can. What people tend to do is put yourself way back in the tee box. I can't really see. But then, oh, I hate that dip. That's not the designer's fault. That's the game's fault. They should fix that. When there's water and a big drop, just, stay in the air. Okay. And the greens, that's moving pretty good. It's moving kind of back towards the water. Interesting. But, there's water all around. Again, this is kind of the natural flow. Would it really be this way? It might be that way when you think about it. It looks like there's a higher point at the end of this thing than the beginning of this thing. And you could say it's a point gear and then whatever. But you would think it's kind of flattish to going down this way. I don't know. Like I say, it's just make it look natural. It looks fine to me. Let's talk about these cliffs. When you have dramatic cliffs like that, that looks a little computer gamey. You can definitely work in these. You gotta just do trial and error and use the sculpting. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Add a scope for this video, but you can just smooth it and make them a little bit more gradual. I know you want steep cliffs, but what happens is it looks like stretched out computer graphics. So to me, that looks like TGC 19. So there are ways to do that, and you just gotta make sure it looks reasonable. Downhill, we're gonna go, you know what, we're gonna go a little bit of a choke tee shot. Pulled it a little. Maybe that hill will help me. Pretty view though, huh? It's not gonna help me that much. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. We're set up for birdie time. So you can see how that cliff and stuff in the distance just doesn't look quite natural. These days you can make things look pretty darn realistic. And that should... Oh, what was that right there at the end? Ew. Ooh. Make sure you're checking those greens, folks. That's a good camera. That's definitely a user camera. That's well done. Not too fast on the cameras. Most people... See the fence behind me? Whoops. Up and down, flatten the fences, folks. Yeah, they can go up and down a little. Would you ever see a fence like that? Come on. Doesn't take much time. All right, again, edge of the tee box. Good job, because you're showing off your work. Again, super dramatic hole. 189 feet downhill. Man, I'd say I wouldn't want to walk this course, but I don't know if I'd want to ride in a cart either. You take your life in your hands going down these hills. Pretty. And that's going to be a pretty view into the green. Pin is right in the middle. This is the one hole location, by the way. Everything is default. The wind is, what is it, northeast medium? Okay, so this is an interesting one. You got to gauge that drop. Oh, there's that camera drop again. It drives me crazy. So you could definitely go this way. And pull that one a little. That's going to be fine, I think. What kind of bounce am I going to get here? And that's a nice big thick first cut. I like that, especially on these type of courses. So good job there. Not always appropriate, but here I think that works very well. The grass is not too high. Good job there. And this will feed it right down to the hole. 26 down. Going to take a club off. We got some slope to deal with, a little wind. That might be good. Oh, Cyberjack looks like he likes it. That is going to be pretty good. I thought it was going to be even better, but that's okay. So low sun, you can see how long the flagstick shadow is. I forget if this is dawn or dusk. I think it's dawn. Early morning. And not bad. We'll take it. Moving right along. Still one over. Through 3. Good camera work. We got the golf bag right in front of us again. Yeah, I got a little... Was that the clubhouse off? I don't know what that is up there, because don't know exactly. I don't have my bearings straight here. Alright, this looks pretty simple. Just throw it out there. I'm going to give it a little bit of a draw. Given that wind. Surface weathering's used well. Wears out the path there. It looks worn out. Very realistic. Fairway undulations are good. Again, pretty realistic. You'd expect this to be going right to left towards the water. Now we're going up the hill. Way up the hill. So there's seriously dramatic elevation changes here. We're not going to make the green, but we're going to try to sneak it up there to have the angle in as best we can. And we're going to come off that hill. And oh, I sliced the hell out of it. Come on, kick back. Kick back to the fairway. Nope, not going to get it. All right, still a pretty good angle in though. 17 up into the wind. That's actually a decent lie. I'm actually going to put some spin on it. That's going to be okay. Gotta get the distance. Also, we've got some shadows on the green, and the flag isn't in the shadow. So good job there. Like I said, I don't mind the shadows on the greens at all. Just try not to cover the hole because sometimes it's hard to see. So far, he's avoided that. Some people that really drives them crazy. Other people like me, I don't care. So I was just pointing it out because I know people are like, get those greens, get those shadows off the greens. All right, now we're going 48 up. So every hole is big dramatic change. All right, there's not a whole lot of landing area. There's, we got a little split fairway here. Interesting. So strategically, I kind of like it. It's a 4. 507, 76 feet up. It's a 4. Interesting. And we might have a puddle green. Look at this. I like this view though. That's pretty. I like hills like that where you got to get up there. There's just too much going on here for me. I like the idea of this kind of split fairway. I've had holes like this. I would get rid of the bunkers. I would get rid of this bunker. Why? Because now, I mean, you're going uphill. I can't carry it, even with the wind. And you've got a bunker over here. I would put maybe a small bunker there. It's fine to keep that one just to avoid a bailout. But, you know, just a little smaller and get rid of this thing. Because now that's not really an option. Now, I know if the wind was behind, well, it is behind me. A bigger hitter up tees, maybe it is, but that's not really a valid option, and that's not a good option either. But I have to take it, and I don't even know if I'm going to get up the hill, to be honest with you. So do I go over here? I'm going to go over here, see what happens. And I'm going to cut it right into the bunker. Nope, I don't like that bunker at all, my man. And this is why. Because now it's a really big bunker over my head. So I don't want to splash. I want a normal shot. See what I can get away with. See, I can't. So now I got to hit a 7. And out of the sand, I don't know if I'm going to reach over that thing. So I kind of got to go over here. And now that lip is in the way. So, not quite a fan of this hole. We got to do that. And let me see something. Let me look at the... And, out of bounds. Why? Maybe it's to save you. Maybe if you hit it down there, it's unhittable. But I would not have out of bounds before the fairway and in that little gully. That should just be a regular hazard. You could put water down there or something, but to make it a hazard, but too much OB. Because I saw the white stakes and I wasn't sure if that's really what was going on. Okay, puddle green. This thing just all flows down. So you can have a punch bowl, but even punch bowls got to drain somewhere. So this isn't draining anywhere. So you would not really see this anywhere, right? Because there's nowhere for that to drain. Everything just drains right there into a big puddle. You could do this, but the drainage here would be over here. So instead of this being up, this would, or back here, somewhere around here. I'll put a graphic up if I can. Then it might be believable, but not like this. So, yep. Not a fan of this hole. Sorry, buddy. Whoops. I don't want to lob it. What's going on? Choked approach. I'm going to do that. Now I'm a fan of it on the approach, taking it back to the hole. But, you know. Look, you design the way you want to design. If you just want to have fun and not think about these things, go ahead. But this is quick tips, and I'm here to give you tips how to make things better. How to get them approved on TGC tours, how to get on a casuals golf club. If you're ever going to enter a contest, these things all matter. First few holes, I was thinking this might actually be a is it casuals worthy course, but that hole might have just DQ'd it. And again, yeah, the green, this is uphill 190, kind of a smallish green given that slope, right? So there's not a lot of kind of pinnable area. It's very narrow. I'm sure there's a pin up here that's going to be interesting. With the wind. And again, you kind of can't, Sculpting 101, you've done a good job of showing your work. Not here. I know it's uphill, but that bunker looks just weird from there, right? Because it's very kind of steep, right? It's just kind of, slanted. You wouldn't really see that. The bunker's going to have a bottom and then maybe a lip. So that's just, the sculpting there is not well done. And so you can kind of see it, but it would look much more dramatic if you kind of sculpted the front of it and brought the bunker down to a base and then had the kind of lip, showing off more. And it's a little penal. That's okay. I don't mind stuff like that too much. We are going to do a flop. I always push them right. Should just aim way left. And that's not going to fall. All right. In the old days, I used to play 6 and go, but I like this one. I'm going to go with 9. So we're going to play 3 more. That was the whole point in the old days. Quick tips, literally just me coming in 15, 20 minutes, quick tips, basic ideas. Because especially with newer designers, let me look at this actually. 44 down, that's not a lot of room. Now, occasionally I will do a hole like this. I have a hole like this. It's a much different hole, but same kind of concept. You really got to thread the needle if you want to hit driver. On Ragnarok Golfvalur. Is it 13, I think? It's a very short 4. With kind of like a bunker that's kind of juts in like a finger from the water. And it's really made to be a 3-woodish kind of hole, but you can try to skirt around it if you want. All right. Again, you'd think this one mainly goes this way. I know you have that fall off area to the right of the green, but I feel like everything kind of falls away, and it's a pretty tough carry. And then you got bunkers here, so you can't use the ground here. Again, I would say get rid of this one. That one might be okay if you really miss it, but you might want to use that ground there. So now I got to kind of draw one in, and it's my fault for hitting it behind the bunker. That's why there's no view, so that's fine. And I'm not going to get there anyway. I just feel like any approach is going to be repelled no matter what you do, which isn't quite what you're going for. There has to be the good shot in there somewhere. And of course, you don't want every par 5 to be a 2-shot hole. But it looked like this one was designed to be just that. I like those newer trees. They use them a lot. So yeah, the planning's good off to the side, and you got some bugs flying around there. And the golf bag is there. And so this is kind of almost like, this one's actually fairly flattish. Holy cow. And I see, yeah, no, there's no out of bounds. Those are just yardage markers. I see the white stakes, and I can't tell if they have the yardage tips on them or what have you. All right. Again, so you're uphill and you kind of can't see it. You just see all weird bunker. So the bunkers are sort of sculpted, but not really. So those huge bunkers would need some work. Because that could be, again, a pretty visual, but you kind of can't see the green. You just see a hill with bunkers. And something like this, you should at least be able to see the tip of the green and the flag. And that's tight. That probably wouldn't pass the TGC Tours test. It's usually 3 squares before. It used to be red and all that. You know, that the red and the yellow is all changed. But again, that's just kind of 1 square in each direction. Well, you got a little room back here, but you don't have much space in there. Can you snuggle in there? Probably. The rest of the green looks flat, which is interesting. And then you've got this unique little thing over here. So, I'm going to give it enough to get up there. And I pushed it, and it's not even going to come close. Now we're going to see what happens here, because this is going to be interesting. I got to go way out here, I think. That might not even be enough. Or maybe I got it just right. That ain't bad. That was too much. Stay right there. Ugh. Yuck. Bogey. Bogey, bogey. All right, 9. Coming back to the clubhouse, I'd assume. Now you see the parking lot. The cars eat up way too much memory. And meter for me. I don't usually include them. Again, good use of the surface weathering, right? It's a little worn out where the tee box is. This, you show it off all the work. It's 27 down. You can kind of see everything. So it's meant to be a drivable 4. I could probably do it. Let's see if I can get up there. But again, I feel like this just kind of repels everything. And there's just too much bunker over here. If it's drivable 4, I guess the point is it has to be a penalty for going for it. Because you could very easily just lay back here. It's a video game, so of course we're going for it. But I want to make sure the ball's moving that way. Pushed it, so that's going to go off to the right. And it's going to go down, 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 down. Not the end of the world, but a funky little up and down. Again, that's a little close to the edge. We're talking, we've got 1.5 squares before it just falls off. So again, 3 is a good barometer. Even now, in the old days, it was a requirement. I think I've never officially rangered for TGC Tours, but I think I remember the rules because I'm a designer. And I've got a bunch of courses. Every course I do, I put out there. To the fine folks at TGC Tours, a wonderful job all these years doing that. Massive job of cataloging all these courses and reviewing them. All right. So we'll take a quick peek at 10 while I sign off. This was Ragnarok version 2 by Bones. Great viewer. Thank you for being a viewer, Bones, and suggesting the course. I like it a lot. Just a few things, and this would be a 4 to 5 star course. And definitely would be casuals worthy if it wasn't for those few things I've just mentioned to you. So 10 looks like more of the same. You kind of show your work a little bit, and we're going whoa around the bend. So yeah, again, I think there's just a little too much on the bunkers, a little too big, and the placement isn't, quite where I would want it. So there's a little too many bunkers and a little too many funky positions. But I'm sure that's on purpose to make it difficult. So again, you make your courses the way you want to make them, folks. I just try to help you out. So this was Quick Tips 30. It's been great getting back, and I promise it will not be that long before Quick Tips 31. So that's all for today, folks. Talk to you real soon. Bye for now.